everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alto Call MAFS. I'm your host, Tane, and I'm excited for this episode because, as you all know, we just finished the rewatch of MAFS Season 9. And this is a special MAFS Catch Up episode because I actually have with me today Amber from Season 9. Hi, Amber. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have your take on this because, we've been waiting for a new season of Maps and then decided to, rewatch the old season. And it's been like, what is it, 5 years
Oh,
since
I
your
think
season?
2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So about that. So it's interesting. And there's going to be a lot of comparison between what I call new era Maps and what we just watched. And I'm excited to get your take on this. So, I think my first question is, how are you doing? What's been going on with you? Can you share with people an update on your life?
Yeah. So I'm doing well. I have a 1-year-old. I'm married. I'm still a teacher. And so nothing has changed in that front, but the biggest change is that I'm married with a kid now.
Oh, wow. That's like a huge life update. And congratulations. Your baby's so cute.
Thank you.
Okay. Are you still in North Carolina?
Yes, I actually am still in Charlotte, not too far from where the show, so when we filmed the show,
Yeah.
we filmed in South Park, and I live probably like 10 miles down the road from that, or maybe like not too far, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So tell us about your journey to MAFS. Like, had you watched the show before? How did you get on the show? Did you audition? Were you recruited? Just things like that.
I actually applied. So I had watched the first season with one of my friends from we've gone way back.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched the very first season with Jamie and Doug and all that season,
Mm-hmm.
and we loved it. I was hooked, and I kind of when I went away to college. I remember it came out when I was maybe a senior in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
then I went away to college. Kind of forgot about the show, and then my best friend, I had just gotten out of a really terrible relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and she was engaged at the time, and she said, my dream is to go on Married at First Sight, but I'm engaged now, and it's coming to Charlotte. You have to apply. You have to apply." And I was just like, I don't know. I just got out of a horrible relationship. I just do not want to I don't want to be in a relationship right now, but
Yeah.
she convinced me. We got together. We really like talked about it. I ended up filling out the survey maybe a day after, so pretty
Mhm.
shortly after talking about it. And the survey's really long, actually, like online when you go to fill it out. And
Mhm.
I probably took 7, 8 hours on the survey and was just so transparent and honest. Um, like shared my life story on
Mhm.
the survey. So I was actually not recruited. And then I just little by little, I kept getting callbacks, and I got a call. I got invited to a workshop, and then they came to my apartment, and the next thing I knew, I was like on the show.
So you did it in honor of your best friend, or do I say we blame her for Matt? But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. She is the one who convinced me to apply, but I'm actually really glad she did because I think I learned a lot about myself.
Hmm.
And it's very rare that you get to watch yourself be in a relationship, you know? So
Yeah.
it's eye-opening, and I think is like the biggest learning that's the biggest learning experience of my life.
Yeah. You get to have the opportunity to have, like, I guess, visual evidence of your life and how you're living it, and you
Mhm.
can make corrections. But we'll get there. A question I want to ask is, when Dr. Pepper does the home visit, how do you prepare for that? Like, do you clean your apartment from top to bottom? Do you buy new things to redecorate, or you're just like, whatever you see is what you get? Like,
I definitely cleaned, but I'm a clean person anyways. So
okay,
I always cleaned like every week. So it wasn't like I like was completely out of my norm. But
yeah.
I definitely, made sure things were tidy, but I wanted her to see like who I was authentically, and I was actually living in like this little tiny apartment that was old. I think the building was built in like the 1920s.
Hmm.
It was so old. And so I was like, they're gonna just think I am so like the outside of the building looks so sketchy. I was like, they're gonna think that I'm sketchy, but whatever, it is who I am. So Yeah, I didn't prepare too much otherwise because I really felt like if it was meant to be, it would be.
Yeah. So, in that vein, as you filled out the applications and you knew that there was reality TV, did anything about being on reality TV scare you or did you feel comfortable? Like, what were your thoughts regarding that, being on TV?
I definitely was nervous. I mean, being a teacher, you obviously want to show yourself in the best light,
Yeah.
because like parents and students have access to that.
Yeah.
So I think I was most nervous about my job, but it ended up being okay in the long run. And I do think it's like brought around some like really funny conversations with like parents of students. They'll say, "I know you," but no, I do think that was probably like, my biggest concern was just my work life.
Okay. And then you did mention that it took a lot, like just filling out the forms and the whole process to get on maps. At any point, as especially as you say, getting callbacks, did you think about backing out?
I think thought about it a couple times. Just when like you start signing contracts and you start reading through contracts, there was a 50-page contract. And so then, it's starting to get real. You see the implications of if you decide to, if you break the contract, you see like because you're signing a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
So you have to be really tight-lipped. And so you start to wonder, am I able to be this secretive? Because that's not my nature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that was probably like the scariest time was like signing the contract and making sure I was upholding the contract. I
Yeah.
was a little nervous.
I would. Did you ever take it to buy like a lawyer or anything, or you just read it on your own?
Oh, I was poor. I mean, I'm a teacher, so I just read it on my own, had a girlfriend read it. Like I was like, who my so actually the one who made me apply for the show,
Yeah.
she's like she's a nurse and we got together and read it and I was like, you're my smartest friend, so like we make sure I'm not signing my life away.
Okay. So when you were chosen and you were matched and you were like, oh, they found a match for you, that was happening, how did your family and friends take it?
So they were honestly not surprised because I think that's just like my personality anyways. So no, I don't think a single person was surprised that I applied for the show. They were
Mhm.
probably more surprised that I got picked. But like they were like, yeah, this tracks. This is your personality. This is something you would definitely do.
The reason why I asked that is your twin sister.
Mhm.
She didn't seem to be on board with it, but I wonder if it's just because it was Matt or if it was just the experiment as a whole.
So she was super into the experiment, but then as soon as she met Matt at the wedding, there were quite a like few red flags.
Wow.
And she was just like, "Girl, get out. Like this guy is trash." And so I think because at the wedding, he was his one there were no family members were there, and
Yeah.
two, most of the people there were like somewhat strangers to him. So
Mhm.
his like he one didn't even have like I think we each got like a certain amount of invites and he didn't even fill out his guest list fully and they were mostly people he barely knew. So like she felt like that was a huge red flag and then people he did invite weren't like behaving the most well. He had made just like a couple like I think some of his friends had made a couple comments about things that he had done previously within the last like maybe week or two
Oh,
before up leading up to getting married. Apparently he'd like been visiting establishments he probably shouldn't and like talking to girls and spending the nights with girls like
yeah.
knowing he was getting married that week. So
Wow. And this was on the wedding day.
this was on the wedding day, and she heard it all, like, all these people, like, gossiping about him,
Mhm.
and she was like she didn't really wanna tell me because she knew it would hurt my feelings, so she was just kinda like, "Get out."
Ah, okay, that makes sense because we did wonder why we didn't see more of your sister, and more specifically, there was a scene where I think it was lunch at your aunt's, and she came to visit, and you guys spoke,
Mhm.
and then before you actually ate, she's like, "Okay, deuces, bye guys," and then she left. So I
She
didn't know.
lived in Chapel Hill, so she lived 3 hours
Um,
away, and so it was just, like, really
oh,
hard for her to get there, and she
okay.
was like, "I have to get back home before it's dark."
Okay, that makes sense. See, this is why I do this because we were just like, does she just not want to be part of it or is it scheduling things? Okay. So, listen, my theory has always been that Matt knew that he was going to say no, regardless of who he was going to be married to. The whole
Mhm.
story about his family not wanting to, tell that, like, there's strife and they're not speaking and divorce or whatever. He just didn't want to involve them because he knew that he was not going to say yes anyways. I don't know if you can confirm or deny that, or what you think about that theory.
Honestly, I could not confirm or deny that because he and I never had like super deep conversations. The deepest conversations were on camera, obviously. And who
Yeah,
knows how much of that's real or not because
yeah.
I could not tell you. He's just like such a not like an ingenuine person that I could not tell you what's real about him and what's not real about him. I don't know that he said anything that was like true, you know?
Yeah,
I do not think that he was staying married though, regardless. Just
yeah.
based on like all the so afterwards, after the show and all the fallout, like all these girls that came forward that was like, I thought I was dating him. Just
Wow.
so much fallout after. I just can't imagine that someone who was so prolifically dating in Charlotte and the surrounding areas, I just can't imagine that he was actually trying to be married.
That's crazy. And you can't miss Matt. That's the thing. He's like yay high tall.
7 feet.
So
He's almost 7 feet tall. Like he's not hard, like he's easy to spot.
yeah.
So yeah, he's kind of dumb for putting himself out there while being on the show. Like at least wait 8 weeks, you know?
Yeah, it's just 8 weeks. So, okay, my next question. I mean, I know the answer, but from your mouth, you walk down the aisle, you see Matt, and your first thought is what?
Oh, he's tall. My first thought was like, wow, that's a tall dude.
Yeah. Obviously you were very attracted to him, but were you concerned at all about the height difference? Because that always made me chuckle. No matter how many times they showed you guys, it just always made me laugh.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it is about short girls, but we attract tall men. My tallest, so I have like one of my best friends is like 5'11",
Yeah.
and she always ends up with shorter guys, and I always end up with taller guys, and so we always laugh. Like for some reason, I like am a tall guy magnet. So it was not out of the norm. Like I've definitely dated guys his height before. Like, and when I say date, like very loosely dated, like gone on dates with.
Uh-huh.
Um, Actually, one of his um like rival college like his rival colleges that he played at.
Mhm.
I mean, I dated a guy that was on his rival team that he knew. Like they
Ah,
played the same position, were the same height.
wow.
It
So
was just small world because he grew, in Charlotte. If you're from North Carolina, you kind of like it's such a small area,
yeah,
especially college sports.
yeah. So were you relieved that at least he was cute and okay, you can get that out the way? Like, were you worried at all about
So I'm gonna
looks?
be honest. I think I was overcompensating because he's not my typical type. I don't typically go for someone like that looks like him. And so I think I was trying to like convince myself that it was like okay. I was like, I can be attracted to him. I can be attracted to him. So I was like, I think I was overcompensating because I was afraid that like my face would be too honest. So I was like with my words probably overcompensating. Because whenever I like was talking to my girlfriends one on one, I definitely was just like, I'm nervous. I don't know, like this is not my typical type.
Can I dig a little deeper, Amber? What is
Mhm.
your typical type? Because
So
I
my
know what I said on the show, but I want to see if it aligns.
So if you see my current husband, he's my typical type.
Okay.
Just like a non-white guy. I mean, that sounds horrible, but like I don't particularly go for like Matt's like very fair and like freckly and white, and
Yeah.
that's just like not my type.
Okay.
I've never dated a white guy otherwise.
We are
So
aligned. We are aligned, Amber. That's exactly what I said.
I don't particularly like white men, but I also don't like white men because most of them are Trumpers and I'm super liberal, and that's also a problem. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that that's clarified. This is going to be a fun conversation.
I don't know if we should admit that, but so white men too, like politically in the past, like have had bad experience with. So
Well, I mean, it's your experience and it's your truth, so it's fine. So I do want to clarify something. Like, they speak about, or you spoke about your relationship with your mom,
hmm
and I know with the show, they mentioned. I keep saying they and you because the more I speak to people, I don't know what is being exaggerated, what is actually true, or what level it is. You spoke a lot about being abandoned by your mom, but on the show, it seemed like, she was present and was there for you. Was it a case of they were just trying to make that the story for you and sticking with it, or was it just a phase of rebuilding your relationship with your mom?
I will say so. my mom did abandon me when, like, she moved away when I was, like, pretty young. I wanna say I was, like, 5, in that range. And so she moved to Massachusetts, like, pretty far away with, this woman she met, like, online. Um, and this was like back with like chat rooms, like, back in
Yeah.
the day. This is old timies. And so she was pretty like absent when I was really young. And then she broke up so she was with that woman for like probably 10 years and she was just so toxic. When they broke up, my mom, like, I think had a revelation that she missed out on like such an important part of time in my life. So I think they broke up probably when I was in high school. So say that
Mhm.
they started dating when I was like 5, they broke up when I was 15. So I would say when I was like 15, my mom started making more of an effort and like we kind of got closer when I was high school, early college.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it took a couple years obviously for me to like us like build trust again and um but she was in such a toxic relationship that she
Mhm.
was pretty absent.
Okay. But by the time during the MAFS era when you got married, it was in a decent, okay place?
Yeah, and we definitely are. We're in a much better place. She's a great she's the best grandma.
Um.
She just like, and I feel like I always got a friend from her versus mom, and
Mhm.
just because like again like being 1,000 miles away, like you can't really parent,
Okay.
um, and she was so, I think, consumed with her toxic relationship that she wasn't able to give me the or my sister the energy that we probably deserved because
Yeah.
being a mom now, like I could never probably make the decisions she made.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So the wedding day, most people say like they had the best time on their wedding day. Was that the case for you? Was there anything that stood out to you on that day?
I actually had a lot of fun because my family and friends were there and like they're awesome people. So I personally did have a really good time hanging out with my family and friends. It was like my idea of fun. Um,
Mhm.
but I think it was like definitely if I had gone back and not like had my like little rose colored glasses on, convincing myself this was like perfect, I
Mhm.
think I would have seen a lot more red flags.
Mm. Was there any thing that stood out in terms of like for example, I've heard from people like maybe they made them wait a long time before walking down the aisle. Was there anything like that for you?
Not really. I think it was a pretty easy process. It felt like a typical wedding day.
Okay.
Um, Overall, like, I think I had a really good time.
That's good. So let's move on to the honeymoon where you and Matt seem to have a great time in the honeymoon. Is that your experience? Like, was it a
Yeah.
good time, the calm before the storm, and you enjoyed everything? Well, except when you went on a boat. Was that
Oh
the
my
case?
god. I threw up on the boat, that was horrible. But the boat was actually still really fun, like, because we got to go places and, like, I love the honeymoon. We had a good time. I think he was away from a lot of, like, the noise of, all the
Mm,
girls he was dating in Charlotte, so he wasn't so tempted when he was on an island. So we actually had a really good time. That was, like, probably the best time of the whole like, my whole experience on the show was, like, the honeymoon was the peak, and then it went all downhill.
all the way down. How was it to meet the couples, the rest of the couples, I guess the rest of the guys, for the first time? Because I think your season was maybe the last before, everyone started going to the honeymoons together and all that stuff.
So it was fun. And I had a really good connection with Iris from the start. Like from the
Mhm.
start of the process, we were put in like a couple different workshops together.
Okay.
So she and I like hit it off multiple times. And so seeing her, they were there in Antigua, and like I think I enjoyed hanging out with Iris more than Matt. Iris is like my always been my girl.
Okay. When you say workshops, what do you mean? What kind of workshop?
Oh, when like so basically it's like the interviews. So before you get chosen, like they do interviews with, and they actually invite like a lot of people. So it's like hundreds of women. They kind of showed on the first episode where everyone's in a room and it's like everyone's clapping because like the um experts are there, and then like the
Yeah.
experts like you actually get an interview with each expert.
Yeah.
And so it's like 100 girls or so that like they've narrowed it down to. It's really cool, and you get to meet, Iris and I met there, and we loved
Okay.
each other from that start.
Okay. So what was your first impression of the other husbands? I'm going to run down through them and just like a brief first impression. What was your first impression of Greg?
He's a sweetheart. I could tell him and Deanna had just like such a good chemistry, and it was very obvious from the start.
Awesome. How about Jamie?
Um he just came across as like not as genuine as some of the other guys, but he's also like I mean, I think he came across as really smart. He's really intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like not as genuine as like Greg.
Mm. And then my beautiful, beautiful Keith.
Oh, he came across as like a player a little bit, but just I mean, like just some of the things he would say, and I don't know if it was because he was playing off Iris, being a virgin or whatever,
Yeah.
but he definitely would make like comments. So I don't know if I just was being protective of Iris. I'm like, is this guy a player?
What kind of comments?
Um, so I remember he made some like just questioning remarks like, "I don't know if I can do this," and,
Yeah.
like, that was, like, their whole, like, conflict the whole time was he was like, "I don't know if I can handle this."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But while we're on that topic, since you were there, what were your thoughts on the show deciding to have a virgin for the first time on the show?
honestly loved it. I think it's, like, a different I mean, I think it's bringing she actually gave a voice to a lot of people and a lot
Hmm.
of women who are in their late 20s who are still virgins, and that was,
Yeah.
like, really cool to see.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's fair. Like, I think that the thing for me as a viewer is it's not about her being a virgin. I just thought like it was just so much pressure for whoever she, because the difference is just like her groom doesn't know her.
yeah, that's true. And I think that's what Keith's point was the whole time was like,
Yeah.
I didn't choose this. I don't know if I can handle this. And and that was like valid.
Yeah.
But he definitely mentioned being religious, so think they thought that this would be okay. Um,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, like I guess like their religious beliefs didn't align as much,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, for the most part, I mean, sometimes we are buffet Christians where the religious says do not have sex before marriage, but it doesn't count. You still have before
Yeah. I'm
marriage.
not
So,
religious at all anymore,
yeah.
like, I'm at all, and my husband is not either, but
Okay.
his family is Hindu, so, like, we're raising our son to be more like Hindu, but I think the reason why I've, like, shied away from Christianity as much, especially in, like, 2025 with who's president,
Hmm.
is because of the buffet Christians.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. And a whole other conversation.
yes.
Okay, so everything goes well. Everything goes great during the honeymoon, and then you guys go back home. At what point did you notice a shift? Was it as soon as you got back home?
Oh yeah, the day. So we land, it's night. We go back to our own places to sleep because they wanted to film us moving into the new apartment
Hmm.
together. And he goes radio silent. Don't hear from him at all. And so I think it was like 48 hours between getting home and like moving in. Don't hear
Hmm.
from him at all. He's like MIA. And I'm like, this is my husband. Like
Yeah.
sketchy.
So at this point, when did your sister tell you about her red flags? Actually,
Honestly, she didn't really tell me till after the show. I think she was just trying to like let me experience the process like without giving she gave me
same.
a lot of specifics after everything wrapped up.
Okay.
But I think she was just like warning like, "Hey, just like keep your eyes open.
Okay.
But make your decision for you, you know?"
Okay. So at this point, did you? I think you guys consummated the marriage during the honeymoon, or no?
Honeymoon.
During
Yeah.
the honeymoon? Okay. So would you say, because I'm going back to my younger days when I was in toxic relationships where because they were not giving what they were supposed to give, you cling harder to maybe the physical. Would you say that was the dynamic in your relationship?
So we actually didn't get physical after the honeymoon, we were done. Like there was no more like physicality at all.
No.
Because we were so like and I don't know like that's what happened. I don't know if like with filming like they do have you like film like go to bed scenes and stuff, but
Hmm.
there was no more consummating marriages after the honeymoon because we were so like it was very contentious with how he was acting. He was not acting like a husband, and so I obviously, as you can tell by all the tears, like,
Yeah.
I was like, "This isn't right," and so I was like I kind of, like, checked out.
Okay. So I was gonna say you cried a lot during the whole thing, but at the same time, like during your flyaways or your confessionals, you also said that you wanted this really bad and you wanted it to work.
I think I felt like he robs me of my experience because there are other people who applied who probably would have taken advantage of the experience. I felt like he one wasted my experience and then was treating me badly. So I don't know. I felt like he robbed me of a lot. Like he robbed me not only of an experience, but he also like forced me to do, like I have to get divorced. I have to be with someone who's not trying. Like I have to like, and I think I was so and being so young too, like I was in my 20s, not like now at this point, I would have been like walked away way before, but I felt like I had to stick with it just to prove to myself like I gave it everything I had. And
Yeah.
but I will say I kind of just like gave up. I feel like you could tell in my face. I just gave
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. So when all this was happening, at any point were you mad at the experts?
No, I mean, I didn't feel like it was their fault because he actually said all the right things. Like he genuinely, like even to me, behind closed doors, would say the right things. He'd be like, "I understand why they put us together. We're like the perfect match. I'm just, like dealing with stuff. Like I've never been like I haven't been in a relationship before. Like I'm just working on like He always like would
Yeah.
say the right things. I can't fault the experts when they've been lied to as well. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, you've kind of answered this. You said that you were younger at the time because my co-host and I were just felt like you went easy on him when he wasn't coming home, and then you gave him the ground rules, and you were like, "You can stay till 2:30." And we're like,
Yeah.
"What? He's
And
not feeling anything."
I know, like, my late 20s self was like, 2:30 seems like a reasonable time. Now, like, get your ass home.
Yeah, and I didn't think about it the first time I watched it, but upon this rewatch, my co-host mentioned something about he can't say that he's not used to thinking about someone because if you play basketball, you're with your teammates and you have schedules and you have rules. So you do know what it is like to be responsible, to someone else.
Right, and
So, go
he
ahead.
actually had lots of girlfriends apparently. So it's not like he hadn't been in a relationship. I just don't think like, again, like, I think there's, like, something he has to work through psychologically there.
I know you meant that in the nicest way
Yeah, nicest way possible.
possible. Do you still watch the show?
No, I've kind of fell off. I watched like maybe like the season after mine, and because I really liked the DC girls. They were like sweet as could be.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of fell off. I think like after you've done the experience, you just I don't know. I think I needed to step away from it. I burned
Okay.
out on it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm asking because something I noticed is like with you guys in the group scenes, you guys seemed more hands off, more like you like it, I love it. Like you were not getting into each other's businesses like they are in new era maps. Like right now, everyone
Oh,
stands up for
yeah.
each other and it's more like, friendship maps and the girls stick together and the boys stick up for each other. And I'll give a specific example. At the racetrack, I guess when Jamie told Beth to
Yes.
shut up and no one seemed to say anything, I know for sure New Era Maps are like, you can't talk to her like that. I don't know if it was editing, but I
No,
remember,
it wasn't editing. So
okay.
Matt literally grabbed my arm and was like, "Don't say anything. Don't say
Mm,
anything." Because I was like, I literally looked at Matt. I was like, "I have to say something." He's like, "Don't say anything." He's like, "It's not your business. Don't say anything." And my little 20-year-old self was like, "Okay," but 30-year-old me would be like, "You're a dick." Like that
yeah.
was such a mean thing, and I always regret that. I tell Beth that to this day. I regret
Mhm.
not stepping up. That was
Okay.
wrong. That was wrong.
Okay. Okay. Good. That was just an example that I had, but I think in general, it just seemed like people. I remember the first fight, maybe during the honeymoon. Beth was just like, "I'm keeping that between me and my husband. I'm not saying that." So it just seems a little bit more hands off. But maybe
Yeah.
that's the better way. I don't know.
No, I mean, I felt like it I she deserved to have us stand up for her. I wish we would've.
Yeah. Okay. What what was going through your mind while you made the Matt Gwyn the fifth jokes?
Oh, I'm a goofy person by heart. Like that's just like my natural baseline is to be goofy. So I thought it was funny. It was so not serious because even at that point in my early 20s, I was like, or not early 20s, like mid 20s, late 20s,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not ready for kids. Like this is not even on my radar. Um, so it was not serious. But I think with all of the things I had said at the wedding and then like those jokes, it comes across like way differently than intended. It was supposed to be lighthearted, but then it came across as like, I want a baby.
Yes, because when you combine everything, I think they were trying to like portray you as a stage five clinger. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it comes across that way.
for example, the bathroom incident. Is it as we saw it, or do you think you exaggerated
Oh, I think
or
I
overreacted?
felt like it was I do feel like that still is a red flag, because I felt like he was trying to make roommates out like, I do think that that was like, I think I was being stubborn in that because do I really wanna share a bathroom with a dirty man? No. But I do feel like he was trying to set the boundary that we're friends and roommates, we're not married, and I was like, even though I don't want you to be in my bathroom, I do think this is, you, like, setting a boundary that's, like, or I do think that there's something, red flaggy here, and I didn't know how to voice it because
Yeah.
I really genuinely did not wanna share a bathroom. Like, my husband and I do share a bathroom because we have, like, 2 sinks and stuff, but if
Mhm.
we had 1 sink, I would kick him out to the guest bathroom. So, that it wasn't really about sharing the bathroom for me, it was more about, like, everything that was happening and his, like, player vibes.
Yeah, so you knew like it was deeper than that, and he was trying
Yes.
to play it off like, "Oh, no, 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 I was trying to be considerate," because we did say the least he could have done was tell you before he started setting up his stuff, but he
Yeah.
went right ahead and just started setting up his stuff. So,
Yes, and I was just like, "You're not really taking this seriously. You're not taking this experience seriously." And this was still early on, like, before I knew it was, like, a lost cause to say
mhm.
something. So
So as time went on, we saw you cry. We saw the light go out of your eyes, and every scene and every episode, you just looked dead in the face. And like you said, you were checked out. But then they introduced the recommitment ceremony or whatever it was that season. Did you think about saying no? And you were
Oh,
like, what
yeah.
made you recommit to that?
Oh, I thought about saying no so hard. I think I would have said no, and I think Dr. Viviana almost, like, had me convinced to say no, but I felt like at that point, I was like, "I have to prove it to myself that I gave it my all because I really don't wanna get divorced, but if I gave it my all and I get divorced, then at least I can say that." So I think it was like a pride and ego thing more than anything.
Okay. Do you have any inkling as to why Matt said yes?
Oh, no, girl. Not at all. That's crazy.
Because I was just like, you have an out. You
He
can
should have
leave
taken
now.
it. He should have taken it. He should have taken the out from day 1.
Yeah. How surprised were you? I think it was decision day or the reunion or something where he said he knew early on that it wasn't going to work.
Oh, not surprised at all. I think he knew before the show, like you said before, that your theory. I think I sometimes think that too. Like I think he knew no matter what he was going to say no. You know?
Yeah. So, when did you know you were going to say no?
Oh, I knew probably like probably after the second like so the second time he didn't come home after like we had the talk, he was like okay, and then didn't come home. I knew I was done. I was like I'm out.
Ah, that's good. Because Amber, I was worried. The crying was a lot when you called your dad, when you were crying on camera. And then how does that work? Do they tell you film yourself crying?
Oh, no, I didn't so they have, like, these they had, like, a cam up in the house I didn't know was in there, so
Oh. Oh,
it's
okay.
they put it they you do sign, like, in the contract,
Yeah.
so it is signed, like, that they can use, like, security camera footage because 'cause they're like, "We do have security cameras up because you're literally living with a stranger, so
Yeah.
we do want to keep you safe," but they're like and then in the contract, it does say, like, they can use that film. I didn't anticipate them using that film, so I thought I had privacy when I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, we call it the the one at the top, the black and white one. But I think there was one where I think you were telling the camera like he doesn't care about me, someone
Oh,
who
I was probably
wasn't.
talking to a producer or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. So during this whole thing, while things are going terrible, who did you confide in the most? Was it like your sister, your
No,
dad,
my
or?
bestie, Raven, and Amanda. Those so Raven is like my guy friend that was on the show quite a bit, and
Mhm.
then Amanda, we're like the three best friends. Like we've been friends for like as long as I can remember, like middle school.
Yeah.
Amanda, elementary school. So us three would hang out a lot and like confide. Like I hung out with them all the time and was confiding in them.
Is it true that Raven also replied?
Yeah, he actually was pretty went pretty far in the process. Yeah.
And they knew that you both were friends?
Yes. Yeah. We were very like upfront and like, hey, we're besties. Like, don't match us.
And okay, since you're besties, I have to ask because people have the questions. Did he have feelings for you? For you?
No, I'm
Because
not his type. I'm like truly, truly not his type. And he's not mine either, obviously. Um, so no, we've never even had like tension or anything.
okay, because that was like a lot of talk, like, oh, he's saying all this. So, they didn't show us on the show, if I recall, that you were getting messages from your coworkers. I think we found that out in the
Yes.
reunion. Was
Yeah,
that
reunion.
did you tell producers that you were getting this?
Yeah.
And,
Like the moment I got the text from like my coworker, I was like, I just like screenshot and sent it.
oh my gosh. And at that time you still didn't think, okay, I'm gonna walk out. You still
Oh,
wanted
that
to
was
see it
at the
through?
very, very end of the like. So that was maybe like 3 days before decision
Mhm.
day.
Okay, okay. So when you met your husband, or actually no, when you started dating after the show and things like that, how do you tell people, or do you mention at all that you were married on national television?
Yeah. So like my husband on the first date, I like told him like it came up like organically in conversation. I forgot how it came up, but we were talking about like embarrassing stuff, and I was like something that's like truly embarrassing for me is, and then like we talked about it, and he was like really sweet about it.
But for other people, how did that come up? Was it the same thing?
I don't think I've ever actually been as transparent as I was with my husband. And that's probably how I knew he was the one. I feel like I knew he was the one day one, but no, like I don't think it came up as sometimes people reached out to me and were like, "Hey, I recognize you from the show. Like,
Mhm.
I watched it. Like, you know." Or it said, I guess maybe like if they followed me on Instagram, they'd be like, "What the heck?" And they would Google. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Had your husband ever watched you?
No,
Okay.
he's not into reality TV.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
um, After the show ended, I think you did an interview where you said Matt was dating girls in your apartment. Is that true?
Yeah, apparently. This apparently like one of the concierges in the apartment like reached out to me after the show and was like, "Hey, just so you know, he had like a line of girls in and out of the apartment all day."
This is crazy. And he didn't want to sign the divorce papers, right? It took a while.
Oh gosh, it took an extra year to get the divorce.
Just for no reason. He just didn't want to sign it,
I
or
don't know. That's I genuinely do not have the answer to that because he hated me, so I don't know.
So speaking of hated you, I think towards the end, I was so frustrated. I was like, "Don't pay him any dust. Don't pay him any mind." Because I think you kept saying, "I just feel like you hate me." I think you felt bad. Is that what you were feeling? That you called him out on decision day towards the end?
I don't remember actually. That's like was that the reunion or
Maybe it was the reunion and decision day because you
uh.
guys met up after at the barbecue. You were with the girls when he rolled up in his socks and sandals, and you and you were like, "I just feel like you hate me," and he's like, "I don't hate anybody," and I was like, "Just don't talk, like
Yeah, I
ignore
don't know
me."
why I cared because that's silly.
Yeah.
Hope he does hate me, like, great. Or I don't even care either way.
So, what would you change? Like, if you were a viewer watching yourself, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, I'd be so frustrated about most of it. Because like I mean, like who I am now is definitely not who I was then. But I do think I needed the experience and to like watch it back. I didn't actually watch every episode. I watched
Mhm.
enough though to get like the vibe that like I didn't respect or love myself enough. So I think I like spent several years working on me, which was a good thing. Um, and then I like have such I think I like walked away with like such higher standards and like self-worth, which
Yeah.
was weird because it was like I was probably like at an all-time low during filming, and I think that's what I like I hate seeing that that girl, like, who doesn't appreciate herself enough,
Mhm.
but I think I needed it. Like, it
Yeah,
really was like a kick in the butt, so
yeah.
at the end of the day, like, I don't hate it, but like, as a viewer, say if I were a viewer today in this mindset, I would be like, "Girl, love yourself. You have so much going for you. This is like this man lives on his friend's couch. Like, okay, like who cares if he's not showing up? You know, you
Yeah.
show up for yourself."
And that's the other thing. I think your sister was the one who said, like, you give your all and you had been in bad relationships. Did this break the streak? Or
Yes.
did you still date some frogs
I
before?
mean, I definitely dated one. So I only had one other relationship between like this show and meeting my
Okay.
husband.
Okay.
So because I don't date that much, but I had one relationship and it like definitely a frog. But it wasn't like a self-worth thing. I think he was like he lied a lot about what like up front, and then as I found out the truth, that's what caused us to break up. Um, but he like presented himself as having his stuff together a lot better than he actually did have his stuff together.
Yeah.
Like when I met him, he didn't tell me he had kids, and he did have kids. Yeah.
Oh, what?
And I didn't find out until a couple months in, yeah, and so then I tried to make that work, but that was kind of like a boundary for me. I didn't wanna date with someone with kids. And then it's I thought he owned his or, like, had his own mortgage and, like, his own car. Turns out he didn't have either of those things, and then that caused us to break up. So
Wait, did he tell the experts that he had kids?
oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the guy between
Oh,
Ma
in between. Okay, okay,
yeah.
sorry.
So I was talking about the last frog I dated before I met my husband, the
Yes,
prince.
yes. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So he was like actually like I didn't find out until 6 months in, like all this truth, and we ended up breaking up like I want to say like 8 or 9 months in. So
Mhm.
I only ended up dating him like maybe 9, 10 months total.
Good
And
for
like the breakup process was way too long because like he kept like telling me not like he kept begging me not to break up with him, and I would be like, I don't know how to break up with someone who doesn't want me to break up with them.
you. This just reminded me of this little nagging question that I had on the show. Whenever you guys went to what we now call the couples retreat, or when we did the childhood stuff, whose car were you guys driving?
Oh, I actually don't know.
It was like a white car. Okay, maybe it
I
was
had
like
a black Honda at that like black Honda Civic when I was driving the show, so it couldn't
okay.
have been mine.
So okay, probably not. It was like an SUV. I want to say it was a Mercedes also.
Oh, I think it was a BMW. He did
A
have it
BMW.
was a very old BMW, and yeah.
Okay. So it was his. Okay, so I asked you about the guys, the grooms, and I said, what was your first impression? But I'm going to flip it a little bit. For the ladies on the show, what was your favorite thing about them when you guys filmed? I'll start with Deanna.
Deanna is just like such a genuine person, always has the best advice, and just the most calm human you'll ever meet. Like it could be like craziness around, and she's just so calm.
Yeah. And Beth?
Beth is just the life of the party and hilarious. Always has a one-liner. Like she will have you literally laughing all night.
And Iris.
Iris is just ugh, I love her. That's my soulmate. She's just so sweet and like kind and just is I love her personality. She's just like effervescent.
Yeah. So who do you keep in touch with?
Iris, I call her Auntie Iris. We haven't talked as much because she moved to Dallas, but we when she was in Charlotte, we lived pretty close, so I would see her quite a bit. And then I don't keep in touch with Sienna and Beth really, but I did go visit Beth when she was living in California, so I guess we stayed
Okay.
close until like more recently.
Okay. And then do you keep up with anybody else in the MAFS universe
Oh,
or
I love Jessica from season 10 because like we both have a
okay.
son that's like pretty much the same age. Her son was born, I want to say like 3 days before my son.
Okay.
Or maybe 4 days. And then I talk to like random people like Sonia or
Okay.
it's just like random people. Lily lives in Charlotte and she was from season 4, Miami, I think.
Miami. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think season 4. Don't hold me to that. And I talked to her randomly. I talked to Jackie. Do you remember from Boston?
Yes.
I talked to her randomly because she also
Yeah.
has a son that's a month younger than my
Yes.
son.
Yeah. I
So
was
we talk.
I was gonna say I remember Lily and I was gonna say like why did they break up? We don't know
Oh,
why Lily and Tom broke up.
I don't
Do
know
you know?
either.
You don't have to
No,
share with me,
I
but
really don't know. I think it was just like a natural end of things.
oh, they were so good.
And then I talked to Courtney, who she lives in Raleigh, and she always has really good mom advice.
Hmm.
Trying to think. There's like I feel like I do talk to a lot of the other season people. So
Were you? Were you privy to the whole Courtney Jamie thing?
Courtney Jane. No.
Oh, okay. Courtney was on a special on Lifetime and talked
Oh.
about kids should not be on social media and
Oh.
referenced Jamie, and it was a thing.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, I do
Oh,
know
okay.
I do see she says kids aren't
Yes,
content, and
kids
I
are on
love
content.
that. I
Yes,
love that message a lot.
yes.
So,
And, everyone knows Jamie puts her kids out there, so it was a whole thing. But
oh yeah, yeah.
okay, so you're on privy. Okay, that's
Sorry.
cool.
I
No,
know.
it's okay. It wasn't like
I'm
I was
kind of under a rock
it's,
sometimes.
it's
Oh,
good. It's good to be on a
Lindsay.
rock.
I love Lindsay from the later Boston seasons. Gorgol. I
Okay,
don't know how to
yes.
say her name, but she's hilarious. I love her.
And she just had a kid too
Yeah, she
on there.
did.
Okay,
So
that's good. But even though you don't watch the show, can you think of any two people if you had to pair them together that you would? Or you don't know any of the singles?
I don't know any singles. Oh gosh. I don't know. But I give me just like a couple minutes to watch. I could probably tell you, but I haven't watched honestly past like season 10. I didn't watch. And then the
Okay.
only reason why I met Lindsay was because we went to I went to season 15's like pre-special and
Okay.
she was there. So
Okay. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. I think my last question is, would you do reality TV again?
honestly, no. I'm like I don't have the personality for it anymore. I'm not fun. Like that. Like the me that was on Married at First Sight season 9 was just like peak me, and now I'm just like boring mom, and just like all I want to do is just like be at home and cuddle my baby. So like I would be so bland.
So you don't watch any reality TV at all, too?
Girl, I don't even watch TV. Like if I'm at home, I'm with my baby, and if he's asleep, I'm usually working on work. I've lost it.
That's okay. You're just in a new phase of life that you enjoy,
Yes.
and that's what's important. So,
Yes, and I have the most exciting like, I have, like, literally I and if I do have time to be fun, it's usually, like, I wanna hang out with my husband too,
yeah.
and this man does not wanna be on TV. I don't blame him either. But he's, like, my soulmate. Ugh.
Oh, that's cool. After everything you've been through, you deserve it. So, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, any last words in terms of like, is there the way people perceived you? Is there anything you want to address or anything you felt like was misrepresented or just any last words that you
No,
have?
I feel like it was super accurate. That was, like, a girl with low self-esteem, but luckily, like, I mean, if you wanted to punch me in the face, like, I also wanted to punch me in the face, like, I get it. That was a girl with low self-esteem, that's not who I am anymore, but I needed that experience to get here, and
Yeah.
so I am thankful for that, and I do think it was a very accurate portrayal, like, I don't think there was anything false about it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to share with people where they can find you or is there anything you want to
I'm just
share?
on
Any
Instagram, the same old, A bowl for life, and yeah, thank you for inviting me on. You've been so much fun to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. I wasn't sure if I was like, I know that was a bad experience. Would you want to relieve that? But thank you
I
for
think it was
being
good. I think I needed to walk down memory lane. Like this was such a little fun,
on.
like recap.
Yay, I'm glad. Well, guys, that was Amber. And, that was a fun conversation. Let me know if you have any questions. I might follow up with her and she may answer it if she wants to. But you know where to find me. It's all to call MAFS on Instagram, on Twitter, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Please give me a 5-star rating and stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.